Well, welcome back to Channel Ron. We're on our way up to the 10th floor, and I'm going to be working on coasters. So I'm going to show you how to make coasters. And I've got this new laser engraver I'm really excited about. So you can do this without the laser engraver, but if you have the laser engraver, it's going to make the coaster look a lot better.
All right, so how we're going to pull this off is we're going to need a 4-inch hole saw. I'm using the Milwaukee hole dozer for this project. And we're going to need a laser engraver, and I'll show you how that's going to work here shortly. Piece of plywood. I've got a random piece of plywood here. This is 7/16 plywood. And you're also going to need something to put underneath that plywood that we're going to be putting under the hole saw. So let's go ahead and start with the hole saw first. Now, this is not recommended running a hole saw without the pilot bit. But if I run it with a pilot bit, then I'm going to have a hole in the center of my coaster, and I don't want that. So what I've done is, and I've been successful at doing this, is I've been just taking a random piece of wood, okay, just kind of setting it there, and I've got the drill press set up for low speed, so I've got a lot of torque going on here. Go ahead and turn it on, and then just very carefully lay your plywood underneath there and just slowly go down, and hopefully it's not going to thrash around on you. So it may, use a lot of caution here. So let's go ahead and try this out. Alright, so just very carefully, slowly start bringing that down. Alright, let's go ahead and remove our boards. And we should be able to pop that right out of there. And there's the beginning of our coaster right there. So just going to go real slow. Again, I'm using the Milwaukee hole dozer, really nice. This drill press is a bit small for what I'm doing, but I'll make it work. So now we're going to go ahead and put it on the sander over here and kind of smooth it up just a little bit, the edges here. Now remember, all I'm going to do is I just want to take that rough edge off a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of put it on my sander here and just kind of sand it down a little bit. I don't want to change the characteristics of the coaster at all because it's perfectly round. Now I can take a little sandpaper and I can kind of finish that off and smooth it out. And to do that, I'm going to be using some 220 recommended by a friend of mine that I should be using a lot more to get the finish that I'm looking for. And he recommended basically just to kind of go like this. So since I've learned that little technique, it has made a huge difference on my projects. Okay, I'm not going to get into the technical part of this little laser engraver, but I got this off from Amazon for about 150 bucks. And I really like it. So what I'm doing now is, this is going to tell me exactly where my image is going to be. So it's kind of tracing it out, and I'm just going to move my coaster until I'm happy with it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and hit start. There's some settings here. I'm not going to have the depth very deep because I kind of want to get this one done just to show you. So, but you can change the depth, and we're going to go ahead and hit start. And what's going to happen now is it's going to start burning Channel Ron to 2019. All right, let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, I'm real happy with that. In fact, I think I might have gone too far on the last one I've done. So this is kind of just right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of clean this all up, and we'll go ahead and start putting some polyurethane on it. So what I've got going on here is just there's a little bit of the burn marks up on the side here, and I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of rough this up just a little bit to see if it cleans it up a little bit. Oh yeah, it looks really good. I'm real happy with that. So let's go ahead now. We're all set to spray some poly on it. What I'm using, this is the Minwax fast drying polyurethane clear gloss. I'm going to go ahead and put a coat on here and let it dry, sand it down, put another coat on it, and we should end up with something pretty nice. Okay, it's going to take a few coats to bring it up to this standard right here. I suspect that this is going to come out a lot better only because my engraving went better, and also I sanded this a little bit better than I did this one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of coats on this, and then we'll come back to it once it's all done. Okay, well, after several days of putting multiple coats of polyurethane on here, I still want to do a little bit more. I got to sand it down. It didn't come out quite as nice as this one right here, and I think it's just because I've been putting coat after coat after coat on it. But you got to let it dry. Once you get it to the state that you want, then you can put the little grippers on the back, and I picked these up at Lowe's, and you can get them online as well. So, anyways, that's how you make a inexpensive coaster with next to nothing. Thanks an awful lot for watching, and see you on the next one.